This podcast is also available via stagelink.com, the groundbreaking new platform for live performing arts. Hi, everyone. I'm your host, Shanae Stiletto, and welcome to this solo episode of the Circuspreneur Podcast, where we are going to delve in to our change.org petition. If you have not heard of it or have not seen it trending online, well, here's your chance and your opportunity to get better acquainted with our brilliant effort, I think, in gaining congressional support for circus arts recognition by the NEA. Our petition is tell Congress to support the NEA in recognizing the circus arts as an official art form. And it's available at change.org. Anyone can sign it. And I wanted to go through the petition, what it says, what it's for, and try to answer a few more questions that anyone might have, so that you can share this petition and we can get the thousands of signatures that we need to promote this petition and to, show Congress how robust the circus arts industry is and, what it means to America, what it means to the arts and culture, what it means to circus audiences who we are really pushing to sign this petition and getting us to, again, thousands of voices in supporting this petition because there are millions of circus workers within America. So this petition is submitted by national representatives on behalf of the Circus Arts Guilds of America, or CAGA, to the National Endowment for the Arts, or the NEA, in support of recognizing the U.S. circus arts industry as an independent arts category. We, SAGA, appreciate the NEA's work to promote the arts in the U.S. and seek to educate them on the circus arts industry's extensive economic impact on the U.S. arts infrastructure and show that it is relevant and necessary of its own category. We, the Circus Arts Guild of America, urge the NEA to add an additional grant submission category for the circus arts. Currently, circus arts grant applications must apply through the multidisciplinary arts category, which is defined as a combination of performing, visual, media, design, and literary arts, which does a disservice to the specific needs and particularities of circus arts. Particularly during this time when there is pressure to make tough budgetary decisions, we strongly urge the NEA to include circus as a driving arts industry in the U.S. According to a 2022 survey of U.S. circus workers, these workers are distributed fairly evenly across regions of the country, with the highest concentration in the Western U.S. The circus arts are an evolving art form of popular entertainment that synthesize physical technical mastery with artistic expression of one or more circus techniques recognized by professionals as including but not limited to aerial and floor acrobatics, hand balancing, and object manipulation, the art of the comedian and clown, equestrian arts, and variety arts. Additionally, the extensive technicians, tent and theater laborers, coaches, and educators, along with its producers and directors, the U.S. circus workers are a vital component to the arts and cultural fabric, both nationally and internationally. Recognition of the U.S. circus arts industry by the NEA would have an outsized effect to support the well-being of our community in order to influence and promote the formation of cultural policy at the national as well as regional and local levels. Legitimatizing circus arts organizations as cultural players alongside other art forms enhances our ability to collaborate with the already recognized theater, dance, music, and film communities and advocacy efforts. It would help the industry build an accreditation and education pipeline for circus arts classes to become normalized and integrated into physical education programs and after-school programs, mental health programs, as well as degree programs in higher education institutions. Circus arts recognition will provide more protections for circus workers, regulating safety policies that are specific to our community. It can lead to more risk awareness and drive protective policies for circus arts organizations in both legislative bodies and with insurance companies. Recognition would bring more awareness and lead to better equity, diversity, inclusion policies within the circus arts industry. Circus Arts recognition will provide more access to funding, grant, loans for the circus arts. The circus arts ecosystem has already benefited directly from NEA funding through grants for arts projects. For example, the New England Center for Circus Arts, or NECA, received $20,000 in support in FY 2022 and has reached over 45,000 audience members in public, private, and school settings in rural southern Vermont and throughout New England. Circus arts company Parallel Exit received $15,000 from the NEA in F1 2023 and has reached over 50,000 audience members and 25,000 public school students throughout New York City. Specific investment in the U.S. circus arts industry from the NEA supports the arts economy as a whole and expands the U.S. arts economy. The creative economy represented 4.4% of the gross domestic product in 2021, more than $1 trillion in total, according to a joint report from the NEA and the Bureau of Economic Analysis. Additionally, according to its study, the United States spends about $6 per person on direct public spending on arts, the lowest of any of the countries tracked by the ACE study. By contrast, Germany, a country comparable to the US in terms of per capita gross domestic product, or GDP, spends an estimated $85 per person on public art spending. NEA Research Report number 61. Recognition of the circus arts expands the U.S. arts industry in the international community and drives awareness and understanding of its cultural relevance on the international stage. The National Endowment for the Arts plays a critical role in supporting development and accessibility of art to people across the nation. The NEA supports arts organizations and artists in every congressional district in the country by receiving funding that is appropriated by Congress annually. Arts funding is vital to inspire and connect people, and it has a powerful economic impact. On behalf of the Circus Arts Guild of America, thank you for your consideration in recognizing circus arts within the NEA as an independent arts category. Please sign this petition now to make your voice heard and help support circus arts workers. Sinead Stiletto, Circus Arts Guild of America founder, and Elena Brocade, American Circus Educators and Safety Coordinator and Advocate. So that is the petition. And so please share this petition, share it in person. You can actually download the petition QR code and post it in your circus organizations, in your circus school, your circus program, your circus studio, whatever type of circus business you have. So others can scan that code and sign. It takes 2 seconds to sign this petition. And, so we need a virtual effort. You can also pay this petition forward. You can chip in like $1 or $2, and that essentially helps change.org to promote our petition far and wide across its membership. We've had, we're, several $100s at this point. And I want to thank everyone that has paid this petition forward. Again, every single dollar counts in gaining more signatures and visibility for this petition. That's where it comes down to, essentially, in, just more eyes on our petition and getting it boosted up on change.org. Please post it on your websites if you feel called to. Post it across your social media. Share it in your stories. Share it in your podcasts. Share it in your workshops and in your webinars. However you connect to the circus arts, if you're a gymnastics gym, if you're an acro gym, please post it. If you're an yoga association, sorry about that, please, post it in person at your camps. Summer camps are up and running right now for gymnastics and acro and circus. So please, post it in there for your students, for your coaches, for your educators, for your audiences that are showing up at your camp programs and at your shows, at your graduations. Please, inform everyone of, something that the wide population doesn't know. And actually the circus arts industry really didn't know this or understand this. We are all day, every day advocating for this. Behind the scenes, we do quite a lot of advocacy behind the scenes that folks do not see on social media, even though we try to share as much as we possibly can. But this is now 3 going into 4 year effort actually, into understanding what the issue was, what the issue is, and what could come out of this. This will help folks in their taxes, for example, just to expand even more into insight of the potential gains of gaining circus arts recognition. If you want to get a car loan, if you want to have a better way of claiming for taxes, getting more write-offs and such. This would help you. Applying for those particular things just within daily life as a circus worker, that if you've been in this environment, in this industry for a very long time, you know how it feels to go and do things that normal folks would do in their life. And either get denied or have a very extensive application that you have to fill out, or have to show all of this proof in documents that you don't have, that you have to pay money to go and get, or you have to pay someone extra money to go file for you, or you just have to create those documents because they just don't exist. And this leads to a lot of barriers in just being able to function as a small business, as an independent business. As a nonprofit, for example, if you ever, have been to any kind of circus show or been to any kind of circ show or circ program, I think the last thing that you would say if somebody asked you to represent what you just saw is you saying, oh, that was a multidisciplinary act up there. And 9 times out of 10, most people would say that, well, that was circus. We just went and saw circus, or we went and saw circ, which is circus. You see circus now represented all across the board. There's no real environment that does not utilize the circus arts to boost its business. You see Pink, the singer Pink. You see all those popular singers now, they've created essentially a circus show to be able to promote their music and utilize the circus arts, to be able to have more economic gain, to be able to sell more tickets, which is a wonderful and cool thing. And so that just to remind you of all the different facets that you see circus even when you don't realize it, when you see a commercial, when, you see any type of advertisement now, when you watch a TV show, you watch a reality TV show, what's the driving force now? Whenever anyone wants their business to do better, whether it's a bar or a distillery or, a theme park, a water park, for example, now everyone says, well, what can we do to essentially make our business more viable, make more money? Well, they throw circus in there now. They throw a stilt walker in there, or someone that, juggles fire, or a juggler, or, a quick hand or sleight of hand magician. Close-up magician. Forgive me, everyone. Sometimes, when I'm reflecting and saying some of these different categories, and so this is the unified effort. Where again, please share and sign the petition. It'll be in the link in the bio of this episode. Again, a solo episode where I just wanted to explain and let you hear and listen in about this petition and why it is so important. When you call on Congress and you call on our lawmakers to do things, which they will do them, but they need to hear from thousands and thousands of people to kind of shift that needle. And they also need evidence of what you're discussing and what you're talking about and where is the proof in that. So again, if you've ever been to a Cirque du Soleil show, if you've ever seen circus and been so like, oh my God, if you have your kids in a circus program, these are all the things that will be made better by circus arts having recognition. It's also recognition that other countries have, and that they've been able to get. We're only able to also to get national recognition for the US, because international recognition by UNESCO, for example, which many countries are getting that for the circus arts, we are not able to get that because of the agreement that America has made with UNESCO. We have just rejoined UNESCO by way of this current administration. The other administration took us out of UNESCO. And that is a really, really, really big factor in having arts recognition in the world, just to let folks know that of how that affects people's careers and what rights you have to do your art, and legitimatizing your art form. So again, this is our national stance, and other countries have this. And so it's again a peculiarity of why it has not been given the same status in America. It's usually a really surprising topic that comes up for folks. And it's been a really interesting journey to discover, why this isn't necessarily recognized in this way. And then also understanding the importance of this whenever, entities or, folks in positions of leadership and power that we're educating about this need to understand the importance of why. I mean, circus is literally the oldest art form in America. We go back with Ringling and sideshows and variety shows and Big Apple Circus, and then with the introduction of Cirque du Soleil and the traveling circuses, the smaller ones, that are the traditional family circuses that are still going to this day, like Circus Vargas, Circus Vasquez. I mean, these are really, really, they're really built into the foundation, the fabric of American society and American culture and American, entertainment of what we love to do, what we love to support, and kind of what brings us all together as a community, and again as an audience, and back to the circus fans. So this is, if you're in the circus, this is for your family and friends to sign on to be able to support you. This is like, I think kind of a no-brainer that we can all decide on having circus kind of codified into law as an art form, as an actual business, as an actual industry, again, which it is not. And by way of that, circus is so diverse and so spread out, all over the country as well, which is also unique and different. It's not just concentrated into these pockets of theaters and tents and, in stage shows now. It's in events in every single capacity that you can imagine as well. Again, we're on everybody's minds whenever you have a small party for your children, or you have a big party, or a wedding, or a corporate event, or a festival, whether that be music or dance. You have the acro dance movement, the acro, yoga movement. This is for you folks too, because so much of your support comes from folks like us that are teaching in these environments and bringing circus access and knowledge into these spaces, and also from the acrobatic community that has brought so much knowledge into these spaces, and many of those folks go on to be in the circus, which is again just really important to speak about that crossover. So many gymnastics gyms now really don't exist without a circus arts program. And so, this is again an effort to make sure that, we are able to show congressional leaders just how vast and how interwoven the circus is within all of these disciplines, and not just gymnastics. You have more and more Olympic disciplines and non-Olympic sport disciplines coming into the circus and crossing over into the circus and being utilized more and more and brought into the circus as well. So again, the way that the circus continues to just evolve, I think is really amazing and brilliant, but also is something that needs to be respected and protected. So that folks that are, in this environment can thrive better and thrive in a way that I think that most people on the outside think we are thriving. And then for you to understand in the ways that we are not thriving, and say, like, this is something that we can easily change with the support that we know is out there, because everyone loves the circus. Everyone loves to participate in the circus and support the circus. And enjoy it, again, I don't think anyone would say that this isn't a art form that, doesn't isn't challenging, isn't costly. Most folks up there have been training their entire lives to do those specific disciplines, and come from really, really big, interesting, dynamic careers, and are, essentially risking their lives every single day to bring folks this art form. So I think again, it's an easy ask. But again, when it comes down to legislation and things like this of this nature, so another idea as well, too, in getting this petition out there and getting it to the hands that you want to, you can turn this petition into and copy and paste it and send this to your local congressperson of your state, and email them directly, on their forms, which you can always contact your congressperson. You can call them. You can call your congressperson and leave a voicemail and leave just the gist of what this is. You can just read off of the change.org petition, where our petition is. Again, it's telling Congress to support the NEA in recognizing the circus arts as an official art form, because the NEA is supported by congressional funds, and Congress decides on the budget for the NEA. And that money as well trickles down into all sorts of other programs that apply for NEA funding. And then many times there's not even a drop down box for the circus arts to apply for those funds that, maybe the Nevada Arts Council gets, or, the LA Arts Fund, or all of those councils state by state, right? They get that funding, or even a congressperson will apply for those funds to be able to use it as a grant initiative, but they won't even realize that there's not a box or an opportunity specifically for the circus arts to apply for that money. And then going again directly at the multidisciplinary category that the NEA essentially has right now set up for the circus arts. So we want to show them again, that how important this is and how essential this is. But again, just coming back to the fact of how the system works, and why these steps are important, and why we need so many signatures, and whatever screaming the loudest and they can see has the most support, most eyes on it, seeing like, people care about our industry, or you care personally about your own industry. This is the advocacy part of things that, folks, find challenging, and we're trying to make this as simple as possible. And digestible for everyone. We have so many different, ways of, this means so many different things to so many folks, and that's the beautiful thing about an initiative like this, of the possibilities of what this could lead to are enormous, and again, are very, very vast. And, believe me, we've discussed them, because you have to have a lot to say when you're speaking to congressional leaders and senators and local officials as well, and those in positions of power in a variety of influence over the arts, and then also to seeking as many paths as you can. And the NEA is very, very open, to having more robust representation for the circus arts. And, they're very excited and aware of our issue, of this journey, of us seeking representation or recognition as an official art form in America, along with dance and music, all of the art forms traditionally that we love. Just imagine that circus arts should be a part of that as well, and the fact that we are not. So thank you everyone for tuning in to this solo episode of the Circuspreneur Podcast. I'm your host, Shanae Stiletto. And if you have any questions for me about the petition, just message me on social media at Shanae Stiletto, or at Circuspreneur Podcast. I'm very accessible. I think anyone that's reached out to me would say that I'm very accessible. I try to answer as many questions as folks have about the various initiatives that I am creating and supporting, obviously with the help of others that are wonderful and brilliant advocates. Again, a very big thank you to Elena Brocade in coming together with the Circus Arts Guild of America to create this petition, and help to create and shape the language, that we have worked so hard to devise and pick apart. and see what is essential and what we need in there. Again, this will continue to evolve as well. But the quickest and easiest thing that you can do for us right now is to sign and share the petition. It's on change.org, and the link will be in the show notes. And please share it as much as you can. The faster, the better, the quicker, the better, that we can get more signatures and then all of the donations directly to change.org. Which facilitates everything. That's why we did it this way, because change.org will handle all of that. It gives us the consumables. It gives us the flyers. It, helps to promote. We have the website and everything is contained there. All the money that you give goes directly to the change.org campaign. It doesn't go anywhere else. And so again, if you're an organization, an arts organization or an arts advocate, or are a part again of other spaces that, again, I continue to say there's no space that circus is not. We are essentially everywhere and in every environment. And there's so much overlap and crossover. If you're a hobbyist, if this is just something that, again, just brings you joy as a fan, as an audience, or as a loved one, supporting a family member in the circus arts, or the acrobatic arts, or stunts, or theater, or acting, or singing, all of them, folk, traditional arts. I hope that I covered all of the basics for everyone. And I hope that you found some value or some more insight. And also just like some basic awareness. If you didn't know that the petition was out there telling Congress to support the NEA, the National Endowment for the Arts, in recognizing the circus arts as an official art form. And again, you can contact the NEA as well. As from any space, any level of representation, you can send them this petition and say, "Hey, I just signed this petition. We just want to let you know, that we are a part of this effort and we support it. We are affiliated or allied with the circus arts industry, and we love it. And we want to see some true, real change for the industry, which is what we are trying to do through this petition." And so, yes, please contact the National Endowment for the Arts, contact your congressperson, contact your senator, contact your local representatives as well. Send them this petition. It's outlined for you, and get them to sign on to it. Get them to support it in their own way and submit it to the NEA, or to send it to their various connections and contacts. As representatives, and as lawmakers. So again, however you feel inspired to share our petition with your groups online, on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, making a video about it, dancing it out, circusing it out, we really appreciate it. We really appreciate the support. And we're going to continue to vocalize this petition and continue our effort again behind the scenes for all the other advocacy efforts that we make on behalf of the circus arts, which are so vast. And this one being, I would say, essentially right now, the most important one. And again, I think the one that we can all just definitely agree on that the circus arts deserves, and seeing, how we can bring this to fruition, because it is very possible. It is very, very possible, and it's very realistic, but it's still a big effort. And, nothing is achieved overnight. This is always a marathon, not a sprint, with advocacy work. And you have to keep on going, and changing strategies and finding new strategies and alliances. But the most important part is that you keep going and that you keep trying. So thank you everyone again for tuning into this solo episode of the podcast. The Circuspreneur Podcast is also available on stagelink.com, stagelync.com, the groundbreaking new platform for live performing arts that provides unmatched access and connection to this vibrant world of shows and entertainment. If you are a professional in the performing arts, visit stagelink.com/pro, StageLyncPro. StageLink Pro offers industry professionals higher visibility, networking opportunities, and tools to support and enhance their careers. And so now, until next time, everyone, Please stay safe and stay healthy. I am your host, Shanae Stiletto. Thank you for tuning into the Circuspreneur Podcast. Please sign and share our petition on change.org. Please also to like and subscribe to the Circuspreneur Podcast. I appreciate your support so much. This is 4 years now of the Circuspreneur Podcast. Previously, the Live Like an Acrobat podcast. I went through a name change. So thank you for your support. In all that I do. I appreciate you tuning in on all platforms, on YouTube, on StageLink, on Spotify, on iTunes, on Google Podcasts. We're literally everywhere on every platform imaginable. And so I really appreciate it. It really helps the popularity of the podcast for, more visibility as well. So thank you again.